Like I said, is our, whoa, oh, I spilled a little bit of tea. This is our Mother Wolf reading for this full moon, and happy full moon, everyone. Can we get some, I've got a wolf moon howling at the moon emote in chat. It just happens to be like perfect for today. So can we get some of those in chat? Yes, my beautiful. This is going to be for the collective, for the community. So this part I'm also going to clip and put on YouTube. So and I'll clip it. I'll make it a highlight on this channel as well. So it's something you can come back to if you want, or if you ever miss these. I usually repost the collective ones. So keep that in mind. And shall we get into it? Yes, thank you, Rick. It's just like, it's the perfect emote for the wolf moon, right? So this spread has three components, and I was thinking about what the archetype of the mother wolf, what that energy is and what it meant to me. And what I came up with was like protective, something to protect, something to nurture, and then something to howl at the moon, like the big expression, the big message. So first, this is under what to protect. And we got the bat with rebirth and consciousness. We've gotten a lot of sort of messages from with the blackbird, with the bat. It's almost like we've got kind of like a creature of the night, a creature with like dark feathers, and then also this message of brighten. And it just kind of feels like this communication between the realms of light and dark and everything in between, what's mysterious, what comes to knowledge, you know. So just overall, there's this kind of fun energy here. And I'm not surprised with the wolf. It makes sense to me. But in terms of what to protect, we've got rebirth and consciousness. And I feel like something that I felt so strong, and do let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching it later, how this is resonating with you, if you have any thoughts along the way. But I feel like this is about a time of transformation and a time of, changing, perhaps raising consciousness. But I think of it in a bit like, how do I say this? I feel like when we say raising consciousness, it's sort of almost flattening what is actually happening, because we're also going deeper. We're also expanding out in all directions. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a transformation in consciousness. And I feel like that's what I want to say. We've got these lotus flowers here. But this is about protecting that. And I feel like it's about protecting that process with yourself and saying, okay, maybe you've been through a time of transition or of challenge or of tension. Maybe you're right in the middle of it right now, but this is about protecting the process. And with the Nine of Swords here, I feel like this is a process that, although it's good and it's like for your highest good, it can also be really uncomfortable, really uncomfy. And when I was thinking about this, because it makes me think of that sort of like that itch, or that that feeling like things are changing and maybe you can't even quite put your finger on it exactly, but it's like something that's keeping you up at night, or it's something that is just like keeping you out of your comfort zone. And this Nine of Swords was making me think about also, oh yes, and the Six of Pentacles. I have to get into that. But like what happens with a butterfly, being in a cocoon, and it's really uncomfortable, but then that's where that great transformation and expansion happens. So we have the underlying energy underneath this, which is the Six of Pentacles. So it's kind of like, this is what's most obvious, is what's uncomfortable to you. But what's hidden is the Six of Pentacles, that this is a great blessing. So yeah, you've been through a bunch of challenges. You've been through a bunch of changes, but it's a blessing. And I think that this protection, what to protect, is protecting that process. Not letting people in who mess with the process, not letting people in who might make you doubt where you're headed, make you doubt your inner wisdom, your inner guide, even if it's like, well, you can't quite see the future that you're going towards. You don't need, it's too early to let in energies that are going to pull you apart and make you feel less confident about where you are right now. See what I mean? Hey, Pixel Angel. It does work. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I was having issues with alerts recently, and I can't remember, but let's just keep an eye on it. Did another one go off and I missed it? Maybe I just couldn't hear it earlier. Pixel Angel? See, that's what I was wondering. I was like, did one go off and I missed it? Thank you so much. You ordered a Starlit Well reading. Gorgeous. Let's do it. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, Rick. Oh my goodness. What is going on? I was like, okay, I have to double check. Thank you all so much for ordering your reading. And if anyone else would like one, they're on Ko-fi, so you can check that out. Yeah. And it's not just this reading available. There are other ones too. Gorgeous. Thank you so much. So that's what I'm feeling about what to protect. And then we go into what to nurture in your life. And again, this is collective, so this is for everyone. But we got this herb, the calendula with Brighton. I was thinking about this as nurturing positivity, especially because from what I've heard from a lot of people, we've been through a lot of darkness, a lot of heaviness, a lot of challenges, a lot of difficult changes. And this nurturing does not mean bringing like a false positivity. It doesn't mean faking it till you feel it. I think rather it's when you feel the seed of genuine positivity and you nurture that and you let that grow and you give it attention. Like you get the inkling of saying, oh, this is something beautiful. This is something that speaks to me. Or I feel this flash of gratitude. And then it's like, wait, let me sit with that for a second. Let me put more attention towards that. And it's about nurturing those moments of positivity in your life. We have the Two of Pentacles, and it's about balance. So like I said, there's a time for everything. There's a time for every feeling. It's not that you have to feel positive all the time. I think that's actually unhealthy. You know what I mean? Like there is a time for everything and there is a time for balance. But this is about giving yourself a little bit of extra attention and boost to those positive things that are already there, already in your life, that you're already, feeling, even just in a tiny, tiny way. And just giving it a little bit more attention, because since we have been through so many challenges and so much heaviness, it's possible that we've kind of gotten into cycles of thinking or gotten used to feeling certain ways, and we've maybe ignored some of the brighter, more positive things. You can also think of this too, if you are on the same hemisphere as I am and it's winter, as bringing in, like for example, wearing yellow. I got my yellow witch hat on right now, but wearing yellow or connecting yourself to the sun, getting that little bit of sunlight where you can to kind of help avoid some seasonal lower feelings and feeling down because it's winter, because it's dark, it gets dark so early. It's like, okay, so soak up that light when you do see it. Maybe the Ko-fi alert needs to be re-added as a browser source. I think it is working now. I think I just didn't hear it a second ago. You heard it go off for the last order, so it's okay for now. Yeah. I think it's fine. I just didn't notice it, and thanks for writing it in the chat. Hi, Clown Danny. Welcome. Yeah, so that is kind of one thing here with the Two of Pentacles. And I also think this has to do with like maybe even adding some positive routines and stuff like that into your life. And let me see what I wrote down, because I did take some notes here and I feel like I'm missing something. Whoops. With the Two of Pentacles. Okay, one second. Yeah. Like with this underlying energy of the world, I think that there is like also kind of an ending of a cycle here too. So you might notice that you're moving into a more positive cycle with things, and it's about kind of like continuing that spiral up, riding that spiral up, you know? So if you've been getting used to having different energies, it's about really nurturing and bringing those seeds in. So that's something to grow. And then also with the world, it feels like an absolute release, number one, but feeling of being enough right now, exactly where you are. I'm complete and I am enough. I don't have to grasp for something else to feel happy, to feel good, to feel grateful, you know? Everything I need is already here, and exactly where I am is enough. It's where I want to be. So that's a really groundbreaking, I'd say, way to feel while you're also in this time of great growth, you know, to be there with yourself at this moment in this process of your growth and change and transformation. So these two together, I think, they really speak together. Adrian, hello, happy full moon, welcome in. You're playing with a vacuum. Nice, that's so fun. The best toy in the world, the vacuum. So for what we want to howl at the moon, and by the way, anyone coming in, this is the Mother Wolf spread that we're doing for this full moon, this wolf moon in Cancer. And it's got, protective, nurturing energies, and then also this howling, this expression, this release. So what we got is the Blackbird, which is number 1 in the deck, which also makes me feel the same, just what we were talking about with Mai at the beginning of stream 2, this new beginning energy. Doing so well, Adrian. Hello, D. Schaefer. Welcome, welcome. Happy full moon. Is that a wolf there? Look at that. The full moon is Cancer. Is that why you're so emotional lately? Yeah, full moons are emotional too. Mercury retrograde. Yep, totally makes sense. It usually does. Adrian. Yeah, oh my gosh. We've been through crazy transition. So everything's been like, whoa, so up in the air. But now we're starting to feel more grounded and also more positive. So that's really good. Ads. Okay, I'm gonna give it a second. All right, Blackbird. So our message from the Blackbird is, Adrian, yes, check out my Ko-fi shop. If we can get exclamation point Ko-fi in the chat, or I can do it really fast. I just have to open up another browser to do it. There you go. You can check that out. So our message from the Blackbird, which this is what we want to howl at the moon. This is our big expressive message of this reading is, I am Blackbird, the enchantress of the soul. I am melodious. Is it melodious or melodious? I think it's melodious. Melodious and hypnotic. I am the transporter of the mind from one state to another. I am the bringer of omens. I will entrance you with my song and open the portals of spirit. I break through boundaries and remove whatever separates you from eternity. If you've strayed into my woods, something enchanting is afoot. Mystery has tempted you. The magical realms have seduced you. I can align with the earth and the energy that encircles it. You are hearing the whispers of the ancient and the calls of the deep woods. Look beyond everything and see the layers. Listen carefully. Be alert. Let go and embrace the experience. And it says, you are captivating, you are limitless, you are ethereal, you are blackbird. And what I want to say, because this is something that we are howling at the moon, let's kind of rephrase this to be an affirmation. This is an affirmation that you can use at this time. You could literally like incorporate it into your, if you're doing a ritual, or even just like saying it to yourself right now in this moment. You can say, I am captivating. I am limitless. I am ethereal. I am blackbird. And that is that message. So let me know what you think. Where did you start when learning tarot? You want to learn cosmic vibes? Welcome on in. Yeah, I started with getting my own deck. I started in 2017. I actually did take a course from a teacher, but what I would recommend to you, which is totally free, something that really helped me out, is a YouTuber named Kelly Ann Maddox. She has a whole playlist for learning the tarot, and I found it incredibly helpful. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Get a deck, do a daily pull. It takes time, but it's so worth it. And you just get deeper and deeper with it. You'll like forever be a student of the tarot. Thank you, D. Schaefer. I appreciate that. So, oh yeah, Lars, I totally forgot about that. I do have a tarot cheat sheet on my Etsy shop. It's super cheap. It's a digital download, so you can check that out if you're curious. All right. So, in terms of shouting this to the heavens, howling this to the moon, this message of mystery, this message of going deeper, this message of going ancient and connecting to our roots and connecting to the unconscious and what it is that we don't know. This signifies, I think, major change that's on the horizon for humanity. And I think it's part of us, since this is a collective reading, it's part of us to call that in, if that makes sense. We're calling it in. We're howling it to the moon. We're changing this, and we're bringing in a different perspective and a different way of looking at things. So with the Hanged Man, I see this as like, a big shift, a turning of everything around, looking at it entirely new. And our underlying energy is the Emperor. So what we hope is that this is going to affect people of power, people in power. It's going to affect the structures from which everything's built. And we're waking up these energies to tell them to go back to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I'm looking at this dog and this cat here, but waking them up to say like, hey, pay attention to that unconscious realm. Pay attention to things that aren't just like, logical facts or systems or things that are sort of dry and almost like there's no more feeling or passion or like give and take to something. It's been put as if it's like solid right angle boxes stacked on each other. And that's actually not the truth. And the truth is much more tangled, much more wild. So it feels like a connecting to the wild and calling in the wild into the systems and the way of thinking for like what it is that we're thinking about now. Pixel Angel, thank you so much for putting in some information. This all looks like such good advice. Absolutely. Absolutely. The cards have such nuances to them. It's always going to be different depending on how you feel that day. Who are you around? What are you around? What do you notice in the imagery? What deck are you using? It's going to speak to you to where you are right now, and it's not going to be just like an exact, again, it's like this. It's not going to be an exact definition every time, like written by someone who's an authority figure who's just going to say that's what it is. No. We're looking at this from the perspective of saying, hey, there's an ocean of knowledge. There's an ocean of possibilities, and it comes in waves, and it ebbs and flows, and it mixes together, and it creates from this collective unconscious like a whole library of symbols and of meanings and of things that you can gain and gather from it, just depending on where you're at. That's how I see the tarot. So I hope that this makes sense for our collective reading. Do let me know if this was inspiring. Let me check my notes and make sure that I said everything I wanted to say. A power in the mysterious. Yeah, the power is actually in the mysterious, not in the false senses of surety. Like sometimes we want to find what's sure and say, okay, well, this is my list of facts. This is my list. This is my structure to go through. And maybe we find a sense of security in that. But in actuality, we would find more security if we just trust in the storm, trust in the wildness that surrounds us, and say we're part of this wildness, and let's just trust where we're going with it. You know what I mean? Beautiful. I love this conversation about tarot in the chat. Okay, so I hope that this spoke to you. Do let me know what you think. If you're watching this later on, you can let me know in Discord. You can let me know in the comments if you're watching it on YouTube. And now I'm going to get into some personal readings. So I do this stream live on Twitch if you are watching on YouTube. So come hang out with us. It's so much fun.